Welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague live from the Monster Energy DreamHack studios, where we just witnessed our first game of our first semi-finals for our third main qualifier of the ASUS ROG DreamLeague.
And it's quite a mouthful, isn't it?
It's quite a mouthful indeed. Well, what's your thoughts on the first game? Team Tinker was, of course, the victor in this one.
Honestly,
first thoughts?
Okay, Sexy Bambo at the start of the game completely shut down Black. I was like, this man is playing amazingly.
Yeah.
He was doing great, getting pick-offs, like completely off map, controlling the jungle. And then all of a sudden, Bulba and Pylite Die get their 4 staffs. And then all of a sudden, 4 Clovers are like, what can Bulba can't make we can't pick off the solo heroes anymore. What do we do? And they it seemed like there was a bit of panic amongst them. They miscommunicated. They initiated when they shouldn't have. Then all of a sudden, Night Stalker gets an Aghanims. And then the complete vision is gone. And then their overcommitments are punished even further. So it just felt like they missed their timing. Like when they got the first Aegis, they should have used it better and pushed together as 5 before they had the Night Stalker Ags and before they had all the 4 stuff. So that's my opinion on the game.
Yeah, the first Aegis, I think it was the first Aegis when they did this smoke gank and it just the second before it died it disappeared.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And that was actually a pretty big deal, at least in my book, when I looked at the game, because Clovers had the advantage in this game in the beginning, and they also had to have it because in late game with all the vision and axe, sniper, and Zeus uphill is really hard to fight against. Yeah. But they lost that Aegis kind of randomly, I think. And then they lost Roshan again, and some fights, I think it was 3 or 4 kills, that was like, you could connect it to the Aegis loss. And I think that's where the game started to change. And for Clovers, they stayed in it, but as you said, when the Scepter is up on Night Stalker, and then they have Zeus ult, they have Shrapnel, they have everything to get the vision they need. And even if Clockwork could jump in, 2 4 staffs. So I think Tinker they had a more late game oriented lineup, and they didn't get punished enough early game to lose.
I think it was all down to that team fight middle, which Andy did the replay on. Mm-hmm. Like that team fight completely changed the game. When BZZ went, like they seem to they initiate and then someone says go back, but then someone else is like, no, we fight now. Yeah. And then there's a lot of confusion and everyone's kind of going in and out, and then, we got to save the troll. Do we save the troll? And when you're against an axe, a sniper, like, you're never going to escape. And Bulba kept on reinitiating. It was difficult to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, and at that point, when Bulba kept initiating, that would actually be the time where for Clovers and Leprecon should have rather backed up and kind of collect themselves. Because at that point, their like death ball strategy already failed. So then they kind of had to come back to the drawing board and rethink their strategies.
Nice.
Oh, segues.
Wow.
So yes, it is time to go to the drawing board with Shane Analytics.
Welcome to the drawing board. The fight that I've picked for this one is where we actually see the Night Stalker Aghanims come into full effect. And this one, this fight in particular, I don't know, it just seems, it's so hard to watch. Let's play it pretty slowly and see. Okay. At some stage, right, pause. Okay, so Night Stalker's sitting here, and he has complete vision of this whole area. There's no way that 4 Clovers can initiate with this Aghanims. And let's see what happens here. Play. So they spot out the pause. So the Godblack places a ward, which spots out the Night Stalker. So they immediately know that they can see him now because of the nighttime. They couldn't see him previously.
It's still actually they still can't see him because it's still the artificial nighttime.
Yeah, but the
that
ward
also reduces
the
ward vision. Ward vision.
But he was here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and
okay,
first play, and this is what they can see. Have a look at this. Holy crap! You see nothing. Like this is.
Go
how
him
can
blind.
you play into this?
Yeah, you can.
You're like, what the? Like, why do you go here? It's so hard to play into Night Stalker.
If you want to go here, you definitely want to have your Lina first.
Like, no fear, Lina. But that's y'all, isn't it, on the Lina, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He runs in first. Let's play. I'm pretty sure he blinks away. He's like, oh my. Okay, press play. No, continue playing. And basically, they have complete dominance over this team fight because they spot out the Godblack in in the bushes because of the thing, and then they use the Zeus ulti.
Lina gets silenced after her own use.
And look at BZZ, look how much they kite him.
You just can't do anything.
They have the Skadi and the Sanjin Yasha on black. You just can't initiate on that. Like.
Reminds me of the fight they had, well, it wasn't actually a fight, in the jungle where at some point BZ was farming a camp from the Radiant team and Sniper finds him and starts hitting him. And BZ thinks, oh my god, I have to go in because I can't run from Sniper. And he just can't reach Sniper. He has to eat his cheese. Is able to back off afterwards. But, I mean, at that point, cheese is already gone. And, I mean, the fight's already kind of over and it wasn't kind of useful at all.
That was a tough fight.
It was a very tough fight. So, for Clovers and Leprecon, what do they need to change? Is it drafting that they need to change?
No, but if they really want to aim for a setup which is more beneficial for early game than late game versus Black and Koikva, they need to make sure that they can make it happen. And I wouldn't pick like that versus them. If I would be on this team and as the captain, I would make sure to have a much more late game oriented lineup than the enemies, without giving away too much for mid game, of course. Maybe get a Spectre or something and hope that you can win by just
farming and prolonging the game.
Because outplaying a team which has played more together and which has one of the best farmers in the world, I think that is well, I mean, you can run into a wall as well, but I just wouldn't recommend it.
Like in that game, Sexy Bambo, he was the playmaker at the start of the game. Like, would a Quap or a hero like that can kind of go later into the game, but also provide that early game kind of dominance and pressure? Would that be something like?
Well, that could be it, or they can just keep the same shit as they did now, but they aim for something which is a little bit easier. First of all, because Sniper and Troll wins over Sniper if you put them one-on-one, but that never happens.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in a team fight, Sniper's going to stand there and he's going to hit you in the head even before you can initiate.
Especially with the Night Stalker.
Yeah, definitely. So get a Spectre or something which is easier to fight with. Get rid of that Sniper so you don't end up having a situation where you end up like having to do something in mid game or early late game, because I don't think they can win like that.
Yeah, Spectre's actually a really good shout, because if you have, say, a Night Stalker under a team and you have Spectre, you can just ulti to give full vision of the full team.
And vision is so important, as we saw previous game as well.
Or maybe like a Zeus or some sort of like global vision.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, I don't think they were. It was not like, whoa, how can they solve this? It was not that bad, but it wasn't. I think they need to pick in a different manner.
Nice hair, Shane.
You're so beautiful, Shane.
Their hair went into my eye. This is awful.
Well, I'm gonna end your suffering real soon. That sounds really scary, but first of all, I need you to suffer maybe a bit more, because I need you to pull out the card that you got there, because people can win a Maximus 7, which is a micro motherboard, and you can win that by going to facebook.com/ROG Nordic, and you can fill in your favorite hero
get the
or
hair in
most
as well.
MVP hero
Up. Yeah, there we go.
of the week. Has to be specified why, of course, and it has to be like specified towards the qualifiers of this week, which, by the way, ends tomorrow. So you need to be already filling it in before tomorrow, because that's when the winner will be announced and decided as well. But I'm just going to continue talking because we're actually done. I'm going to stop talking, that's why, because we are going back to the draft, because that is already on the way for Game 2 for Team Tinker versus 4 Clovers and a Leprecon. Very smooth.